Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning back in to another VGAPR garage video. Today we're back with my parents' 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo with the 4.7 liter V8. Today what we're going to be tackling, which this might be a more than one part series video, is the engine cover seal, which is directly behind the harmonic balancer, which is down there. We'll get more in depth as we begin to tear it down. As you can notice on this side of the engine, I'm highlighting hopefully, but anyways, there's quite a bit of oil on this side of the engine. But when we bring you over here, this is the driver's side of the engine. I'm trying to give you the best view. There's no oil, and if you look at the harmonic balancer, trying to get you the best view again, it's not that easy. So there's the harmonic balancer down there. We'll be able to see once it's off the vehicle. The rubber part, which is what balances it, is loose, and it's causing vibration in the balancer, which then is eating away at the engine cover seal, which then causes oil to spew out this way, which is why there's oil on the passenger side. I'm going to go ahead and start the vehicle so that you guys can see how the harmonic balancer is wobbling. Now, the funny thing is as I'm looking at it in the screen, it looks like there's barely a wobble to it, but then when I look at it off the camera screen, you can tell there's quite a bit of a wobble. That must be due to the amount of frames per second that it's not picking up the wobble, but I'm telling you it's definitely wobbling. Because this is such an extensive job and there's going to be so much going on, I don't want to risk anything possibly happening, like blowing a fuse or something like that. So the first thing we're going to do is actually disconnect the battery. Every vehicle has it. Remove the rubber piece to the positive side. I'm betting, wrong way of course, and just loosen it, take it off the terminal, and I'm just going to push it behind the battery. That way there's no chance of any. The next step is, now mind you, I've never done this repair before. I only know what I have to do once I get there, so I might end up taking off more parts than what need to come off. But anyways, as you can see, there's a cover right here. I want to take this off. I wonder if this just peels off. Let's go ahead and leave it though. But I want to take this off. It's just some fasteners. Just pop them out with a. You can use a flathead. As I struggle with this. So it turns out that was actually the top and the grille, which is perfectly fine. I want as much room as possible, and then that makes it so I don't have to remove the bumper. Now, because I don't want to disconnect the AC condenser, which is this, from the radiator, this gives me quite a bit more room. But to be able to do that, I want to remove this top colic, I guess that's what it's called. That way I can, once the AC condenser is disconnected from the radiator, I can remove this and the radiator can come out completely separately. The other thing that I'm doing is, there's not really enough room, but on the passenger side or the driver's side, there is a petcock on the radiator. I'm going to go ahead and undo that and allow the radiator to just slowly drain. The other things that we're going to be doing on this is we're going to be replacing, let's move you guys up. I'm going to be replacing the belt because it's pretty worn. The overflow tank, because my parents took it to like a Jiffy Lube or something like that, and they broke the connections off of it. I don't like it just hanging around. And then also going to be replacing the thermostat. And I don't know where that is, but I know once I get in there, I'll be able to tell you where that is. I also have the Haynes manual on the vehicle. Because I just want to do this right for my parents. So I'm going to go ahead and get to letting the overflow out, and then we'll come back. So as you can see, I have the cap to the radiator removed, and she's leaking out. Let me bring you underneath here. I had to remove the splash shield, but anyways, this right here, lighting really sucks, I really apologize. Right there is the petcock. Focusing is kind of sucking too. If you haven't ever undone it, it might seem like you could only turn it, I felt like I could only turn it 90 degrees. Keep turning it, it'll come out. And I worked it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and that's what made it so it came out a little bit easier. Now the other thing, hopefully you guys can see, maybe I can edit in post, but that's all oil. That's caused from that seal being bad. These are 10 mils, these were 12s. Oh, they're not 12s, they're going to be bigger than that. 13. Yep, they're okay. Alright, so if I'm correct, hoping I am, these will just move, they're just a support. Don't bend them too far back, they are bolted down in here, but I don't feel a need to remove that, so I'm not going to. This just pops up. Oh, it looks like shoot, there's a tab connecting the fill for the, what is it called? Your windshield wiper fluid. Just gonna take the panel removal tool and try to get back there. Almost feels like it's almost like a nut or something. And there's actually a lot connected to this. A lot more than I thought. I don't want to break this, but it is already broken. And you can always buy push tabs at Advance or someplace like that. You can also pick them up at the dealer. Yeah, that's actually metal. It's actually like nothing like Chryler, you son of a gun. It is actually riveted on. So I will be breaking it to get it off because to get the radiator out. God, that was so stupid, Chryler. Why would you rivet that in? That is just so dumb. I'm gonna actually drill it out for my parents and put a push tab in. Hopefully there's nothing connecting the other side. Flip it over. There's gonna be a push tab on this side for the trunk release. It broke, but it's old, it's fine. It's not gonna hurt anything. All right, so I took the bumper off screen. There's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 push tabs that fit in right in here. An 8mm found right in here on both sides, and then 1, 2, 3. I believe I think they were 12. What does my gun have on it? I think they might have been 10s, 13s, or something that go all along the bottom support. Now the next thing we have to do is remove the bumper cover reinforcer, which is this piece right here. Mind you, I'm doing all this work to get to 2 bolts. 2 bolts, that's it. Anyways, you can tell I'm very happy about it. What are they? 10s. There's one of them. And the other. Now these bolts actually aren't that hard to get out. I have my impact gun on a lower setting. That way nothing, like in case they are in bad shape, they aren't going to get damaged Can you guys see what I'm doing up here? Okay, so right here, ambient air temperature sensor, push tab on top that basically I'm trying to push down. Where'd my panel removal tool? God, this thing comes in handy. Or you can simply just, you can remove it from the actual bumper, or just remove the connection, which I'm trying to just remove the connection. I'm trying. It's being difficult. The one thing I've learned, okay, so there. So now this whole thing, oh, wait a minute. I was wrong. Can you guys still see? Okay. So it turns out there's actually a bolt here and a bolt here directly under the light. Still both 10s. They are different from the ones, these two right here. Be mindful of that. The way I know. Deal with it. All right, so now there, it's out of the way. So these are both 13 millimeter. So now we're back here with this clip. Push it, pull it out, and just be careful with it. I'm basically just gonna let it hang. Nothing should happen to it. You just be careful. All right, so now I'm trying to make a decision. So the AC condenser is next. There's two 10s. Trying to decide if I want to take the headlight out to give me a little bit more room to hang it. Because I want it to come out of the way without disconnecting the system. I don't want to disconnect the system because but I mean, it can actually stay. It can actually stay. So I think we're just gonna disconnect it. Pretty sure it's a 10. We're gonna disconnect it from the radiator. You guys can still see good. 10 millimeter. I'm gonna actually put this on a lower setting because they can break. There's that. And move the other one. Let's go ahead and bump the... All right. So now the AC condenser is free from... Oh no, I'm wrong. It's not free. Okay. So, this is fun. I didn't expect all this. Let me show you guys. So, focus. Focus. Just got the camera dirty. Let's get down here. So it turns out they're connected there as well, one on both sides. I'm gonna do that off camera. So, because it's a Chryler, they make things difficult. You can probably get a wrench in there. I couldn't get a regular socket wrench. So I'm finding the easiest thing to do is actually to take the hook out. The size that I'm using for it, I'm using a 1/2 inch. Need more power for it, and it's a 5/8. Now it's free, we can see it. Let's go ahead and slowly undo this 10 millimeter. And then you've got one on the other side. So with that removed, the next thing I want to do is remove the overflow connection. Just twist it, it should come off, and ta-da, it's off. This whole thing is going to be coming out later. Now, this is I think it's like a catch thing. You guys will tell me if I'm wrong. Basically, when the air conditioner is running, you're always going to get some form of liquid in the condenser and the compressor. This thing catches that. Well, it's connected to the fan shroud. I need to get the fan shroud off. There's 4 bolts, and I have to take the radiator out. So it's a 10 mil, and I'm gonna see how well I can get it with a these things are called something. Man, a cordless tool. I think I might possibly need. Yeah, I'm gonna need an extension. I was hoping not to, because what? Oh shoot! The overflow is being annoying, so I'm actually gonna connect it back up. It's trying to all come out. Now look at that. I'm gonna show you guys this. This is actually pretty funny. This is funny. All right. Move you guys back a little bit. So, because they broke that thing and I gotta take it off anyways, I reconnected the overflow tube that I'm just holding, having the overflow go up, and it's running back down into there, which means it'll run down into the catch basin, which is perfect. So then I won't get it all over the place when I install the new one, which I don't want to be putting it on the ground. You don't want to put it on the ground because you don't want to hurt the environment. Let me show you guys this. Let's just focus. Really? Come on, focus. So there, oh, it fell. It fell. Let's see, isn't that neat? There we go. It's kind of focusing. I'm enjoying it. Alright, so on the driver's side of the Jeep, to get to the fan shroud bolt here, you're going to want to remove this radiator hose clamp, and you got to remove it anyways. So go ahead and grab it, pull it all the way back, and pull it back. I have a catch basin in case anything comes out. Come on off. It's okay. There we go. Ow, 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 ow. Hit my finger on the battery thing, and now I'm bleeding. Gosh darn it. But at least I got it off. Alright, I removed the radiator line completely because I can. I'm back. My voice might sound a little different, like upset, because when I hit my finger on the battery tray, it like went really deep into my finger and it hurt a lot. It hurt a lot. Okay, so anyways, 10 mil right here. Altogether there's going to be 4 of them. I would lube them up before, otherwise you might break them, and you don't want to break them. So there's 4 of them, 2 on each side. Okay, so with all 4 bolts removed and an electrical connection, which I'll show you how I got that out in a second, you're going to want to remove the fan shroud, which I'm bending back this a little bit. Just be careful when you bend it back. Alright, so the whole thing kind of moves forward and it should come out. Unless like you seriously have to remove the other fan first, but I don't think you have to, but you may have to first. Moving the transmission cooler lines out of the way. There's nothing else connecting it. Okay, so there. So there we go, fan shroud. Now let me show you guys. I think you can still see, and I'll zoom you in on that connection. So this connection right here is the only connection. All you're gonna want to do is push it down and pull the connection out, and that's all you have to do. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way. So the radiator is held in with 1 bolt on each side, but to be able to get to the one on this side, you got to remove this rubber piece, which is connected to the windshield wiper fluid thing. Oh, it's really in there connected. As the other side has a perfectly good hole, but for some reason Chrysler decided, hole on this side? I don't think so. Why would we do that? It makes sense? Nah, we're not gonna do it. Okay, so then you can flop this back and then you can see the hole. I'm gonna put these back in there for now. I know I'm in your way. I also know I got lots of dirt on me. One side's pretty bad when it comes to the way it looks. So I'm just gonna spray it down and spray on the other side. I think they're both 10s. And they are. And I think I'm gonna need an extension to get in there. And are you still recording? You are. Perfect. So put it on. There that goes. Take this one out. There also was a piece of the airbox sitting right here. I took it out. All you have to do is pull it out and it's out. Then you got one on this side. There we go. So now essentially the radiator is free except for the radiator hose on the bottom. It's just a clamp. It's the exact same way as the one he did on top. Not going to show you that because it's that easy. Alright, so I've disconnected the lower radiator hose. Transmission cooler is free. AC condenser is also free. Now only thing that has to happen is it's got to be lifted up and out. And I just have this sneaking suspicion that it's not going to be that easy because of the AC condenser. Like you'd think it would just lift up easy. I just don't think so. I think it's going to be a lot of back and forth. The important thing when you're doing this is mind your fingers, because this stuff will shred your flesh. And the AC condenser is just, it's not being nice to me. It's literally what's causing the issue is the AC condenser. It just doesn't want to let go, which means okay, it's kind of letting go. All right, so I'm just wiggling it, trying to. And now there's electrical line in the way. Where does that go to? Is it attached? No, I think it's to the fog light. Now the lines are getting caught up there. There's no way for me to like really tell you the best way to do this. I'm just doing it the best I know how. There's something. What is this? Oh, the fan. Fan line is in the way. You want to be careful because you don't want to end up having to replace your radiator. I can't imagine how much AutoZone would charge me today for one, or Advanced. Be mindful, I have a catch pan underneath. Despite how much you think you got out of the radiator, you didn't. There's still going to be more in the radiator. So I'm just going to work this out. There's no way of me telling you like, oh, this is the best way. Just be careful when you're trying to get in here. The other thing we want to take care of is a thermostat. We might as well, since we have so much removed. I believe these are going to be 7 or 8 mils. I have a catch pan underneath. You should too. Let's go to an 8 mil. That's what it looks like it's going to be. My hand's going to be in the way. I guess deal with that. Oop, camera. Shoot. Wonder if I can get at it from underneath for you guys. That might be a little bit more interesting. Let me see if I can get at it from underneath. That way you guys can see. Are you still recording? Yes! So it's 8 mils. You got one bolt on the bottom, which I'm gonna go after first. You don't have to go at it from the bottom, I am for you guys. It's a long bolt on the bottom. Then get up here and get the one up top. You can kind of see it. I want to round it off now. Get in there. Can't see very well because the radiator hose is in the way. There we go, I'm on it. And it's gonna flood out, or at least it should. I get an antifreeze on me, all in my armpit. I have a catch basin underneath. So thermostat's obviously closed. That's why nothing came out. And the screw, there it is, fell in my catch basin. So 1 second, I gotta clean off. All right, with the catch basin directly underneath, go ahead and take your thermostat out. If it wants to come out, it hits, well in this case it's gotta come out. Taking it out. I'm actually just opening the thermostat when really what I want to do is get the thermostat out. There we go. Looks like there wasn't that much in the block. So this thermostat is, it's probably still good, but I'm throwing it out. Because the new one's going in. Okay, so now for the fun part. Gotta get the harmonic balancer bolt out. I've got a 13/16 using an impact gun. If you don't have an impact gun or air tool, you've got to hold the harmonic balancer. In some cases you can just stick something down through here and have it hang up on the sub-engine frame. Do not hold it up on, like somewhere around here. It's all aluminum, don't do that. Let's go ahead and take this bolt out now. It's a long bolt. It's got a washer on it. Don't lose any of this. It's important. So there we go. And it's actually super, super hot. It's hot. All right, for the next part, we got to get the harmonic balancer off. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna grab the harmonic balancer bolt that you took off, and you're going to thread it in part way. You're not gonna bottom it out. Just part way. How far? We're pretty far. Let's keep it going. And I think that's good. Then you're gonna want to take a puller. I've got a 3-inch puller, and it's kind of hard to see with this stupid fan clutch that won't come out on, but I'm gonna do the best that I can. And then I'm all hooked in, and I'm gonna begin to, why this one's not hooking in. This one, it is hard to see. All right, so I'm screwing it in. Hopefully it starts. All right, so it's on the bolt. All right, so now let's see if I can fit an impact gun on it. What is it, a 13 or a 14? It's gonna be a 14. And I don't want to tighten it up. And, oh, I loosened it like a moron. I loosened it like an absolute moron. All right. So now I gotta undo it again because it is starting to move, but I gotta get that bolt further out. All right, let's see how that does it. Does it do it? Does it? This thing is covered in oil. And this fan is stupid. And I wish I could have gotten it off, but I think it's broken. It still turns, but I don't know why. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's not dwell on something. All right, I'm gonna cut you so I can. Let's go ahead and try. We're tightening it up, remember? All right, I think we bottomed out again. Because the bolt, oops, didn't want that to happen, and I don't know why that did. Guess I'm showing you this whole thing in real time. I gotta pause the back. I back the bolt out a little bit more. Arg. Wasn't enough again. a little frustrating. Let's back the bolt out some more. Guess this is one long harmonic balancer, I guess. Let's try there. And I'm gonna put this on without being able to see anything. There's that. We probably could have stuck an extension. I remember when I had a Chrysler Concord, I just stuck an extension there, and that was enough. Let's try that again. Ah, darn it. I loosened it rather than taking it. Come on. I don't know why you came out. There we go. We got it off. Luckily, putting it back on super easy. You just bolt it in. I still gotta get the thing off. All right. Well, there we go. We're done with this. All right. So now, take the bolt out again, and the harmonic balancer should come out. And be careful to check. There might be a key with it. Hopefully I can get it out. Come on out. All right. Man, there's a shit ton of oil on it. Let me show you guys, see if I can get you guys like really in there. Now, as you can see, that's the problem right there. There's no, the seal's just bad. That's the issue. And that little seal, this thing right here is what's being replaced. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Get it out. I gotta take a break to charge the batteries, guys. So see you in a little bit. Which will probably be next video. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So if you look, looks like I thought, the harmonic balancer definitely broken, and that's what was causing 12 around. Hey viewers, while I was letting the battery charge, I did some stuff. I removed the water pump, focus, 14s all the way around. This pulley is a 15. It's just an idler pulley. Here's the pump. It was easy to get to each one. I just turned the fan to be able to get to each one. Came out relatively easy. Now, let me show you what I'm doing, which I'm sure some of you are going to scream about. Now, because I don't want to drive all the way to the auto parts store and rent another tool to get the seal out, I'm using I think this is like a 45-degree bend, and I just put it inside the seal, and I'm basically just using it to pry the old seal out. And there, the old seal is officially out. Pretty all shit up in the back from what I did. I don't see, let me find the flashlight right in front of my face and I'll get you guys in there. Let me move you guys up so you can really see. Don't see any damage that I caused. I'm not too worried about it. The new seal should hopefully fix this issue. And I'm just cleaning around before I put the new seal in. You don't just want to, have the new seal in a dirty housing. Let me zoom you guys out so you can really see what I'm doing. And this just keeps dripping, which is pissing me off. Yeah, me frigging up my finger really screwed this repair up. This will also make it easier to put the harmonic balancer in. I probably should have just taken the water pump out in the first place when I realized I couldn't get the, what is it called? When I couldn't get the fan clutch out. So I'm just going in, just cleaning. Gonna take some brake clean in a rag. Spray it on the rag. Do not spray it on the case. You don't want to get brake clean down in there. Cleaning up the shaft. Just trying to get it all clean and ready for the new seal.